Welcome to Healthy Humor. This is Alicia Bridges with my guest, Daniel G. Garza. Y'all welcome him to the show. Thank you so much for joining us once again. Thank you so much for being a guest.
You know, I have no life but to serve you. So here I am.
Well, we appreciate you.
Hi, folks, everybody. This is Daniel G. Garza. Welcome to Healthy Humor. This was Alicia's attempt at being funny.
I'm sorry. I'm being extremely serious.
Yes. You know, I have to tell the folks that are listening that we record on a meeting site where our producer and I both have our cameras on because we like to visit with each other. But Alicia usually chooses to either A, block her camera, or B, show us the ceiling. So one of two things comes to my mind.
That's so petty.
She's either naked and doesn't want us to see her, or B, she's working and somebody's there and she doesn't want us to see what's going on.
Look, when I get off of work, I have the face of defeat. My eyeliner is running. I just look a hot ass mess. Plus, I don't like holding the camera up. Like, I like to be free with my hands. I talk with my hands.
That's what three-ways are for. Somebody needs to hold the camcorder.
Oh.
Yeah, that's why sister wives exist. Somebody needs to...
You know what? Why can't a brother husband exist? Why can't I have more than one husband?
I think you should. I think you should be able to. I don't think we should depend on one person to do everything for us.
I agree. Let's work as a team.
In my day, we called it an orgy, but now with all this political correctness and religious correctness, polygamy, what is it? There's polygamy and...
A good time.
I've actually stitched that in my underwear nowadays.
Ooh, a good time.
For a good time, and then I point an arrow to the person next to me.
Wow, that's hilarious.
It's kind of like those t-shirts, I'm with stupid. My underwear is like closed for renovations. That's what I know cancer does for a person. Like, yeah, sorry, we're closed for renovations. When are you opening? We don't know. Just go next door.
I need those underwear every time I'm on my period.
It's, you know, just... I really do think on my pre-cancer days when I was younger, and then I think about it now and I'm like, oh my God, it's like a ghost town.
What's a ghost town?
A ghost town, like a town that's like shut down, that's like nobody lives anymore, like a mining country, like a mining country. When the mines are shut, the town basically goes out of business because they depended on the miners.
Yeah.
No pun intended. Sorry, I'm laughing at my own stupidity.
Yeah, you're laughing at your own joke. Like, your microphone is about to be muted, buddy. This is too much.
That would not be the first time. How are you, Alicia?
I am exhausted. I'm cold. This cold weather is really just making my psoriasis go crazy. I did go and get a new treatment today, so I'm pretty excited about that, and I'm hoping that it works. Inside Scoop, I'm working on a blog that is entitled The Many Drugs I Have Tried. Now, some of you may think that I'm talking about snorting cocaine or popping mollies, but no, sir. I'm talking about all the psoriasis treatments that I've had to use over the last 2 decades. So be on the lookout for that. What's going on in your life, Daniel?
What's going on over here? There's some pretty cool things. I'm going to say this disclosure. I'm subconsciously, my anxiety and my panic attacks are always looking for a reason to complain about life. Like, I'm like an old, rich, white lady. Like everything around me, but I still want to complain about one thing.
Right.
But honestly, if I can like just throw a couple of things out there, I'm really excited. We're a week away from my talk show.
Yay.
Yeah, I've already met up with my cast, and they're amazing guys. For those of you listening, the tentative name of the show is Lunch with the Guys, and it's a bunch of my friends sitting together talking about life. No politics, no religion, no sports. We're just going to talk about anxiety and stress and anger management and fighting traffic. So it's really cool. Second, I can't give all the specifics yet, But a commercial I did a couple of years ago, just for the web, have contacted me and they want me to come back and do some more promos for them. So we're going to
Yay.
see pretty soon. Yeah. So
they must have been really desperate.
yeah, I was the last Mexican on the list, or the only one not deported. I'm not quite sure.
Low blow.
Luckily for me, I know how to jump walls, and I learned that during my cocaine years. Just run.
Oh my God! Flag on the play.
Cops are coming. Run. But no, yeah. So I'm excited about that. What else has happened?
Now you were telling me earlier about something that your husband was doing, and it wasn't you. So.
Okay, don't tell anybody because this is between us.
Okay.
Okay, I'll just start. Okay, for those of you that known me for a while and have followed me before Healthy Humor, know that I have a really wonderful boyfriend, basically my husband. We've been together for about 7 years, which for those of you listening, is like 21 straight years. So we've been together a lot. We met in 2012. He went through cancer with me, went through the surgeries, all 3 of my colonoscopies, and this is what it's about. So he's been having a little bit of tummy issues for a while now. And the doctor finally suggested that they do a colonoscopy and the throat one, not a BJ, but the other thing where they put the pipe down your...
Oh, this is sounding real freaky.
And for gay men, it's basically a Tuesday, you know. 1 tube up the butt, 1 tube down the throat. That'll be $200. Thank you. See you later.
I mean, it sounds like a good time to me, but
you know, and they knock you out too. They give you really good drugs. So I'm like, hey, I'm game. I've had if you've never had a colonoscopy, let me paint the disgusting picture for you.
What are they checking for?
Polyps and tears and maybe warts, something that can be causing some kind of blockage. It usually will make you either not eat, throw up, be constipated, or have diarrhea with blood in it. And I guess since we're in a healthy podcast show, this should not come to any surprise of you if you've had it. Like, this is not TMI, it's just facts. So they decided that there was time to do one for him. And again, if you've never done, because you've never had one, right, Alicia?
No, I have not had one, but please educate me. I'm 31, and right now I only get anal checks for fun. So
yes, and for a good time, call 555 6969.
I hope my mom doesn't listen to this. I'm totally joking.
Hi, Mom. So, and you know what? After we did the river conversation last time, I mean, are there really any lines we haven't crossed?
You know, I'm just waiting.
Just saying. Okay, so for anybody who has not had a colonoscopy done, since they're inserting this camera up your anal canal, basically, it needs to be clean for them to see what's there. So a day before, they give you this liquid. I don't even know if our producer has done it. I'm looking at his face, and he's kind of twice. So he's done it twice. Okay, so he knows what I'm talking about.
I thought he was giving you the peace sign.
Yeah, no, I've had it done 3 times. So I just do it for fun now.
Yeah.
It's the best states. You can see a doctor. Okay, so they give you this liquid. They call it PrEP, and it's a PrEP juice. And sometimes it comes in 2 small bottles. Sometimes it comes in a big jug. Don't let it fool you, because they will tell you that it tastes like cherries or fruit punch or orange. It does not. It's like you're drinking. Anyway, it's disgusting. And but you take it, and like an hour into taking the first couple of cups, you are basically held hostage in your bathroom for the next 3 to 4 hours. Christian was in the bathroom from 6:30 to 10:30. So he was in the bathroom for 4 hours before.
Wow.
Yeah. It's like your intestines are being hand wringed for water. Like, just
now, do you feel, because I've taken like stool softeners or X-Lax, and it makes me really nauseated and my stomach hurts. So does that have the same effect?
You tend to get I did. I was nauseous because the smell, it's not supposed to have a smell. But after half a bottle of it, I can smell it. I can smell that liquid, and it just lingers in your body. Like, have you ever eaten Italian food with a lot of garlic, and then you sweat a little and you smell it, and you're like, okay, imagine that, but with medicine.
Okay.
Like you don't know what that scent is, but you're like, it reeks, and somebody just ran over your stomach over and over and over again. And after 2 hours of sitting on the toilet, your legs start to get a little numb and you feel the claustrophobia and your head goes light.
So you literally have to sit on the toilet the whole time? Like you can't leave and come back?
No.
Wow.
I did once. It was not pretty. There was definitely a trail left behind.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Stop.
Okay, so here's where it starts. I could feel the pain that he was starting to feel when he was like, okay, it's time for you to start. We had this really sweet moment. Like we cried and I was like, no, this is the worst of it. Don't worry. And I try to be, you know how some people have that condescending tone in their voice?
Yeah.
Like they're really, really trying to be helpful.
Right.
But the moment you're like, oh, it's just that I'm a little scared. Oh, don't be scared. Everything's going to be fine. Everything's great. You're going to be okay. And you're like, shut the F up.
Right.
Like, I'm about to poop for 4 hours. No, right now in my reality, nothing is fine. So I started that way. Like, no, honey, no. Because apparently when I get condescending, I turn into an old white woman. No, sweetie, everything's fine. And then I stopped and I looked at him and I said, you know what? It's okay. It's okay for you to be scared.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay for you to be panicky. It's okay because it is. This is your first time going through this. It's your first procedure. You are allowed to be scared.
Yes, I love it.
And then we cried more. And I really like, I wish somebody would have said that to me when I was going through treatments or
right.
like, hey, it's your first time. Heck yeah, you're supposed to be scared. Of course you're panicked.
This sounds like the first time I had sex. There's a parallel here that's really interesting. Wow. I can't relate.
There's awkwardness, there's numbness in the legs, and then there's finally some kind of penetration.
Oh,
so, yes,
wow.
Yes, I think we can.
And sometimes you can feel really shitty at the end, you know. So
and you know when you're a gay man, sometimes it does go there.
Oh goodness!
You brought it up.
Help me!
I was telling a lovely story between partners, and you had to bring up your virginity and somebody canoeing down the river. The Alicia River. So
if y'all don't know what that reference is, you have to listen to the last episode because we talked all about my river. So make sure you tune in if you want to hear more about my river of love.
I can't say anything after that. So okay, so then he's there in a couple of hours, and it's really horrible because every like 15 minutes you're like, knock, knock, knock. And he's like, again? I'm like, yes, it's 15 minutes. Because you have to take a cup every 15 minutes till it's finished. When I went through my second one, we were in my apartment in Laguna Beach, and my Alexa is almost near the bathroom door. And Christian would put the Alexa and be like, Alexa, 15 minutes. And then every time I heard it, I would cry because I would hear the alarm go off and I'd start crying because I felt like I was a prisoner of war or something. And every 15 minutes, the big burly guard would come to my door and be like, it's time. And I'm like, oh, no. Okay, so part of me, don't tell him I said that, but part of me wanted him to feel the same way. But the freaking Alexa was like, it's in the living room on the other side of the house.
Yeah.
So it's too far to hear it from the bathroom.
You are so petty.
So he never really heard it. So that bit of karma vengeance was never succeeded.
Mm-hmm.
But then having been through it the 3 times, I kind of know what next level is. And
so what's the next step? You use the restroom, you're on the shitter for 4 hours. What's the next steps after that?
Okay, well, this is where it kind of gets there. Because at some point, you're just pooping out the liquid. There's nothing else coming out. So it has to be perfectly clear in order for you to be ready to go the next day. But I know from experience that at that point becomes the bargaining point where you're like, can I just not drink anymore? Can I just go to bed? I don't want to do anymore. Okay, this is so evil because I knew that was coming and I giggled. And not like as I'm walking away from the door, I giggled in front of him.
You are awful.
And he tells me, "Are you laughing at me?" I'm like, "No, I'm not laughing. I can't. I'm suffering with you." I just,
This is an appropriate joke right here. You're full of shit.
oh my God! And then I got sad again. And then I was sad because I knew what he was going through. Okay, so the whole purpose of this whole thing is that the next morning, when you go in for the procedure, which is the colonoscopy, and they put the camera in, it's clear enough for them to be able to do whatever they need to do.
Okay.
But first round usually is never good. I don't know about our producer, but rarely have I heard anybody go through that first one completely clean. You don't, because we hold a lot of stuff in our intestines and it can get really nasty. But like on my second...
When you say free, what are you referring to? What is it that can be found?
Oh, okay. So when they go in there, they can find scarring, they can find polyps, they can find warts. There could be just tears in the anal canal or up in the intestine. Things that can hold food or poop, whatever. They can hold, what's the word I'm looking for? Fibers that can be infected. Like, for instance, for me, the polyps that were there from anal sex, HPV, and HIV, talk about 3 ways. That was the 3 ways that caused my cancer. So it's really important to go in there early on to make sure that everything is clear and nothing is there to pile things up or develop into a tumor or a cancer.
Okay.
In his case, we were very fortunate that they were still able to do some of the procedure, and they actually removed 15 polyps that could have all grown into a tumor or cancer. So we're very glad that happened. He has to do another one in 6 months.
Right, for a checkup.
Correct. So they're going to do another colonoscopy in 6 months. So we have to go through the procedure again. But by the second one, you're kind of a little more prepared and you know what to expect.
Right.
So you can have your own little living room space in the bathroom. You can have your tablet for movies and
right.
Your phone and maybe some water, turn on a little heater or put a little blanket on. But God bless, everything is good. He hasn't developed anything bigger. But here's my other bitch. Okay, where's my soapbox? Because I need to get on my soapbox for this. I'll ask you first. Have you ever had a doctor who was being, unbeknownst to them, maybe condescending?
Maybe one time I had a doctor because he didn't realize how much knowledge I had with psoriasis stuff. And so I had to get him together real quick. Like, no, I'm not your average patient. I research. I'm a part of advocacy groups. And I know how to advocate for myself. So,
thank you.
You know?
So the doctor, and I don't know, I didn't get her name. I didn't want to. But after treatment, if you've ever been, if anybody listening, if you've ever been through a treatment, you know, they put you down. They knock you out. They don't put you down. You're not a dog. They knock you out. And then when you come out, no matter how good you think you feel, you're really not present. Does that make sense? Like, you hear what they're saying, but you're not really listening to what they're saying.
Right.
So for anybody listening out there, never go into a procedure like that alone. Have somebody with you. It'll make it so much easier. So we sit down at the post meeting and she's like, well, this is what happened. And she talks about it not being completely clean in there and that she still removed some pull-ups. She's like, you know, we could have done a better job. And I'm like, I looked at her and I go, a better job? Like, all you need to do is drink this liquid and poop. That's
right. Do a better job? I mean, what did that mean?
I mean, I offered to stick up the vacuum cleaner connections in there and see, but he wasn't game. So I was like, okay, whatever. We've done it before. But
I was going to say, that sounds like a Friday night for y'all. So
it's Wednesday, Friday nights, we like to just keep it low, if you know what I mean. So she's like, we could have done a better job. I'm like, well, we could have done a more thorough job. She's like, yes, a better job. I'm like, no, it could have been a more thorough cleaning, but this is what happened.
Right.
And she's like, right, we just need to do a better job next time. I'm like, in my head, when I was thinking, listen here, bitch. Better is not helping the situation right now.
They don't have any bedside manner.
What the hell?
Problem.
What the royal hell.
Yeah.
So in my head, I knocked over the table, grabbed her by her scrubs, and said, if you were a better doctor, maybe this would have worked out better. But I'm a lady. I sat back and I was like, she's not listening. She's just not listening. She's trying to get her point across and she's not listening. So my argument is pointless. But then I thought, I've got to bring this up with my advocate friends, see what they think. So I might end up doing like a Facebook Live where I talk to people about condescending things doctors say. I don't think they do it on purpose. I just don't think they know better.
I mean, my thing is, what more could you all have done? Like, I want to know that.
I don't know.
I mean, so it's not about, because when you say, well, you know, you all could have done a better job, it's like placing the blame on something you really have no control over.
Yes.
Nothing you could have done about that. You know, maybe saying something like, well, you know, there wasn't enough clearance or whatever the jargon that they use. But when you put it on someone like that, you or we, that's a problem. Placing guilt on the patient. I don't even like using the word patient, but it's appropriate in this instance.
Yes.
So, you know, it's just crazy. I had a friend who got into a real bad four-wheeler accident and he was all scraped up and his back was all messed up and wrist was messed up. And he went to the emergency room and the people at the front desk was telling him how awful his wounds looked. And I'm just like, and it scared him so bad that he didn't even want to get the fucking treatment. And I'm just like, you know, I'm uber patient advocate. So I was ready to write a letter up to the emergency room because that's horrible. You scare people. And in a time like that, that's not a time where you should be saying that kind of stuff. Like, it's crazy to me.
It's like walking into the emergency room after an accident and I'm going, oh my God, you're alive?
Right.
Why?
Like, I can't believe you made it through that. Oh my God.
Or looking at the EMTs and going, oh, the morgue is in the back.
Right.
Sorry guys, delivery's in the back.
Yeah, I had, speaking of people saying inappropriate things, and I don't know if this guy is ever going to listen to this, but if he does, a couple of weeks ago, I'm talking to this guy and he's like, oh my gosh, I think you're so perfect. You're so great. The only flaw is your psoriasis. I'm like, yo, are you trying to get in my underwear or no? Because that is not going to get you any closer.
Did you tell him there's been a government shutdown? There's no going down the river tonight.
You are furloughed. Good night. Good night, sir. You have been dismissed and you're not getting beyond these walls.
Oh my God. You're like, I'm about to bird box you and get out of here.
Definitely. Like, my point is saying that because we're talking about the bedside manner and people just
good segue there, Alicia. Good segue.
Okay. Keeping the flow going in more ways than one.
Well, that's what we were agreeing with you. That's what we were saying on the way home. I'm like, it's comments like that, putting the blame on the patient for everything, that make patients not want to come back for a second or a third. Yeah. I mean, my doctor, although Dr. Rad, I've talked to him in other places. I love Dr. Rad. The first time we went through it, it's when I was right before my diagnosis. But I was really, really bloated. I was at 180 pounds and I hadn't been going to the bathroom. So there was a lot of stuff up in there. He tried to kind of blame me for the first one. And I was like, I did everything you asked me to do. I have no control for what's going on in my intestines. You know, whatever stuck up in there. An old boyfriend came out. I found my watch that I'd lost.
You know what? I cannot.
I think Noah's Ark was up in there. Who knows? But the lost chambers of Indiana Jones. I don't know what's in this soda that I'm drinking, but damn, I'm gonna go back and get some more. But anyway,
our producer is telling us that we need to wrap it up.
Are we almost done? This has been too much fun.
I know. Like, I never knew talking about shit could just, have a conversation like this. It's really crazy.
What is it? Hitting the breeze? Is that the term? No?
Am
I making up terms now?
I think so.
Shooting the breeze. Shooting the breeze. Thank you.
Shooting the breeze.
Shooting the breeze. They say
We
shooting
need
the
a
breeze.
word game show.
Yes, we were playing charades with our producer here. So they say shooting the breeze is fun, but never mind. I forgot where I was going with this.
Were you gonna refer to shooting the shit?
Yes,
Okay.
kicking the shit back or something, but it didn't. It didn't quite solid up in my head, so
It's okay.
it came out as a little bit of diarrhea.
Yeah. Call it constipation because it was real slow to come out.
I think it's time to go before we get cut off.
You can't, no pun intended. We talk about taking a shit and then you say it's time to go, but don't go.
Time to go.
Well, thank you for being a guest on the show. We always love having you here.
I love being on your show.
Humor.
I
am Alicia M. Bridges, and you can find me anywhere under Alicia M. Bridges. Daniel, please tell our audience, my audience, where they can find you.
Of course, go check me out on Facebook. You can find me at Daniel G. Garza or my new advocacy page, HIV Positive Life, where you can find all information on HIV and AIDS.
You're listening to Healthy Humor, where we like to bring a laugh or two to chronic illness. Wait, let me go back. Okay, rewind. This is Healthy Humor. We are living with chronic illnesses. Daniel, don't laugh at me. Okay, take 45. You're listening to Healthy Humor, where we want to brighten your day with laughter when it comes to chronic illness. We suffer from day to day dealing with our different conditions, but Daniel and myself hope to bring some sunshine in your life with a few laughs. We're not trying to make fun. We're just trying to have some fun. So thank you for listening to Healthy Humor. Stay tuned for more shows. Like, I see y'all laughing, but all the phones are on mute.